Well, Al, thanks again for sharing your church planning experiences with us. I understand you've been basically wearing out the shoe leather over the last couple of weeks.
I don't know, wearing it out, but I've been just spending a few hours just leafleting the area. I've decided not to put invitations in letterboxes that say no junk mail. Although, or if I do, I'll put my partner's phone number on those. Uh, Pete Pete Caldor, he's a mate. They can ring him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've just spent 3 hours doing that, and I don't know whether we'll get anybody, but it's just good background noise saying there's something happening in the community centre and so on. The next step, leafleting at this train station or just go and knock on a few doors. We'll see what happens.
Can I make a connection? At the moment, anybody who's following the weather in Sydney knows it's just getting progressively colder and progressively wetter. Does this time of year really have much effect on church planning?
Well, I think on church attendance generally. So this is the June long weekend when we're speaking. It's just rained. It's the wettest June day in 5 years. Yesterday, wet. A lot of people sick. So Sunday, normally we're only kind of averaging, I guess, a dozen, 15 people kind of thing. And I'm thinking long weekend, freezing cold, pouring rain. I looked out the window and I wasn't sure I wanted to go. So going to be sitting on my own, and people still turned up. It was great.
Yeah.
But what I've learned over 20 odd years of doing this is you don't, in being involved in ministry, you don't grow week to week. It's the sine wave, up and down, up and down, up and down. You grow, God willing, year to year.
Hmm.
And so during winter, when it's cold and dark and people are sick, and there's really good reasons why people aren't here and so on, it's easy to feel discouraged.
Hmm.
But you've got to compare, February 2011 with February 2012 with February 2013,
Hmm.
and that's when you'll see the growth.
Right.
Uh,
How do you combat that for your team, this sort of winter blues idea? And how do you combat it for yourself?
Oh, I'd just say, man, it's cold and it's raining, and still a dozen people turned up, and more than half of those people kind of just never been to church before, and they came along to hear the Bible. How good's that?
Hmm.
One man caught a train from another suburb and walked 4 or 5 blocks, or 3 or 4 blocks in the pouring rain with an umbrella to get there.
Hmm.
Well, man, I'd turn up just for him. I said, mate, it's great to see you. So that's what it is. Just talk it up, find the positives.
Hmm.
Um, and
What
some of it just got to be plain bloody minded. We're going to do this. Let's keep going.
is there a particular story you've told us about the guy who walked the blocks? Is there any other particular stories that spring to mind when you think about those moments of encouragement over the last couple of weeks that have really said this is worth doing?
Uh, oh yeah, that we've had people bring their friends, and people have come and listened. Good, yep, and so it's just nice to see that people have now got the confidence to invite their friends to something. Their friends who aren't churchgoers at all.
Hmm.
And I notice friendships, relationships deepening. We've had meals with people. It's been good.
Hmm.
And what's hit me lately is that how the scriptures talk about, like in Ephesians 5, Paul says, make the best use of time because the days are evil. There's that sense of urgency, go, go, go.
Hmm.
But I just read in James this morning about be patient like the farmer and wait for the results to come. So
Hmm.
you've got to hold those two in tension.
Hmm.
Urgency, let's go, 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 go. And you grow year to year, be patient, keep going. It takes time to grow an oak tree. We're not growing mushrooms, we're growing oak trees. And so it's holding those two together.
Let's hope that the fertilisation is up to it. The
Yep.
I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. I'll just leave it alone. But what are you looking forward to in the next sort of month? What sort of things are we going to be chatting to you about in a month's time, hopefully?
Um, with our home group, we meet in homes. We're about to start the Ten Commandments, and been thinking about um, how do you bring the Ten Commandments rather than feeling like, oh, here's a terrible law to put on people, and talk about the 10 laws of freedom. So talk about the positives of, like, commandments 1 and 2 are about purpose. Instead of don't steal, what if you talk about generosity, which is the end result? So what's the trajectory of those? So thinking through the 10 Commandments as the ways that God brings freedom, That'll be interesting. And let me see. I'm working through the Sermon on the Mount at the community centre, so it's just kind of pushing. And also, we've got a few. We've got a house now that's big enough to have hospitality, and Kathy's enjoying inviting people. We've got a night coming up for some guys in the men's group where I think Kathy's planning to cook 3 different roasts. I think there'll be a token salad as well, and we've invited the guys and their wives, and that'll be fun.
Just no vegetarians.
Oh well, vegetarians will be welcome. They won't be competition.
Mate, thanks very much for your time, and we really look forward to hearing how all these plans are coming out, and also a few more things you've learned along the way. We'll see you then.
All right, thanks.